I'm
Thank
Kalyani
you.
Mali, Kanal Media, and it's a pleasure to welcome you all to this important interaction. We also extend a warm welcome to Mr. Krishna Kumar, General Secretary of the All India Punjab National Bank Officers Federation. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Today, we will be discussing the reasons and expectations behind the national-wide strike announced for the 9th and 10th October. Sir, before we dive into the strike related issues, could you please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little about your role in AIPNBOF? Please, sir.
Myself, Krishna Kumar. I am the General Secretary of All India Punjab National Bank Officer Federation. Uh, this organization represents around 7,000 officials of Punjab National Bank, and I am heading this federation for last 10 years.
Thank you for your introduction, sir. As you all know, the Federation has called these strikes rising key demands from declaring all Saturdays as holidays to wider issues like persecuted tax reimbursement, medical aid, and opposition to digital arrest. Let us dive deeper into these concerns. Let's start with the first question regarding the 9th October strike. Sir, what prompted your federation to serve a strike notice for 9th October, even though the IBA already recommended to the government that Saturdays will be declared as holidays?
10 years back, in year 2015, the two Saturdays were declared off. Since then, all Saturday off demand is pending. On 8th March 2024, the bipartite and joint note was signed between IBA and UABU. In that note, it is recommended that the full 5 day off will be implemented in the banking industry. The recommendation is pending with the government of India since last more than 18 months. Okay. In the month of March, there was one strike scheduled by UABU for getting this implemented from the government side. That strike was called off in the last moment. Since then, there were multiple negotiations in CLC Delhi between UAPU, IBA, and the government executive. But till date, the government has not implemented made by the IBA on the prodding of the finance ministry. Finance ministry was party to that. Only because of finance ministry prodding, the IBA agreed to recommend this proposal. So how long we can wait? We're waiting for last 10 years, and we are waiting for last 19 months after the same was accepted and recommended by the IBA. So somebody has to make the beginning, and that is why our federation decided to go on strike, because our members were asking us, sir, what we are doing to implement this all important demand, which is very crucial for the work-life balance of the officers, particularly the female officers. So we are on the strike on 9th to draw the government attention that please fulfill your commitment made by the IBA on your behalf. That's why we are on strike.
Sir, moving on to the second question. Why do you believe the issue of declaring all Saturdays as holidays under the NI Act has not yet been implemented?
As far as we understand, in the year 2023 and early part of 24, the government was inclined to accept and implement this 5 day banking demand. But later on, in a lobby of some bureaucrats, some politicians, and some business houses have lobbied against this. They have given an argument. The bureaucrat says that they have Saturday off, so they do banking on Saturday. Then the business houses say that their business will be affected if the bank are closed for the 5 days. But I don't agree with their submission. Their submission is false, because in the digital era, the footfall in the branches has come down drastically. All the bureaucrats can do their transaction through digital channels. Now even through digital channels, you can draw even the cash also. So that argument is not valid. Business houses can do their online transaction. They have net banking. There are multiple channels through which they can do their business transaction without visiting a branch. So that lobby has somehow compelled the government to backtrack on its earlier commitment. That's the only reason I can perceive that this demand has not been implemented. It was accepted and recommended by 18-month ban, but had not been implemented till now because there's a lobby which is working against this demand. Look, all financial sector have this 5-day banking. The regulator has the 5-day banking. The owner has the 5-day working. They all have 5-day working. Only the banks, be it the private or the government banks, they have only 2 Saturday off. Or so they have to do the extra 28 works in a year. That's not fair. You can see the data. A lot of young people are committing suicide. The banking has become so stressful that all of them need a little bit more rest to refresh themselves, to serve the industry better. That's why we are pressing for acceptance of this 5-day demand implementation as early as possible. But that has been delayed by the government for the reason best known to them. But we perceive there is lobby working against that. And we want to counter and convince the government that please do it. This is in the interest of the industry as well as in the employees.
Okay, that's insightful. Your view will surely help people to understand the delay better. Now, moving ahead for the next question. You have referred to the ninth joint note of 8th March 2024. Why do you think there is a delay in honoring an agreement already signed between UFBU and IBA?
Look, every other things of the joint note has been implemented, excluding this all Saturday off. Everything else has been implemented. We perceive, we understand the IBA agreed to recommend this demand only after they got the go-ahead from the finance ministry. Till that point, it was fine. But in last 18 months, and somehow in the last year or so, there has been a force working against this genuine demand of the bankers. And that lobby has somehow put the government on the back foot. We, through this strike, we are drawing government attention and urging them that please don't listen to that lobby. Listen to your workforce. There are around 20 lakhs bankers in the PSB, private, cooperative bank, RRB, small finance bank. They will be benefited. And this 20 lakh will do a better service to the customer, to the clients, if they have a little bit more of the rest and to rejuvenate and to work and serve better. So I think the government has to rethink and government has to come forward and implement this very, very genuine demand, which we call even the right. We have a right to live under Constitution, and that is under threat because the job in the banks have become so stressful. It's so stressful. Every day, you and we read that one or two bankers have committed suicide. So, to make their life better, it is very urgent and required from the government side that this 5-day week demand is implemented immediately. That's why we are on strike.
Thank you, sir. Moving ahead for the next question. Do you think a one-day strike will make a strong enough statement to push the government into action?
No, I don't think that our one-day strike by 7,000 officers will push the government to accept this demand tomorrow. No, we don't expect that. We know that that's not possible. Still, we are trying to keep the flame burning. We want to keep the government to understand that there is anguish, there is anger. लोगों के बीच में पीड़ा है, उनके एम्प्लॉय दुखी हैं. We just want to convey this message to the government. Please don't listen to the lobby which has influenced you to think otherwise. Listen to your workforce, listen to the people who are working in the banking industry and implement this demand. We jolly well believe that just because we are striking for one day, that demand will not be accepted. We know that. but still we are going for the strike just to keep this demand, genuine demand of the bankers in the public domain and to draw the government's kind attention towards fulfilling its commitment.
Sir, so what will be your next step if there's no action after this strike?
Our next step, we will go back to our committee, central committee, and take the prepared decision, which may include mass dharna on Jantar Mantar, followed by a longer strike only for this issue in the month of March. And we also expect that the UABU, which is meeting on 15th in CLC Delhi with the IBA and the government representative, they will also weigh up on the government. They will also put their weight behind this demand, and something may come out of that meeting in this direction. If even that 15th meeting with the CLC and that UAB fails to draw the attention which we want to draw, then we will intensify our agitation, including a longer strike in the month of March 26. We have a expectation that things may not go to that level if we keep on persisting with our different mode of agitation, and the UAP also put its weight more forcefully for this genuine demand of bankers, then the next course of agitation may not be needed. But if it is needed, then we are prepared for a long drawn battle to get this genuine demand of bankers implemented.
Understood, sir. My next question is, how critical is the demand for declaring all Saturdays as holidays? And what impact will it have on officers' work-life balance?
It's a very crucial for the officers' work-life balance because officers' time schedule for the office is not restricted. Nowadays, every officer is putting at least 10 hours in a day in a branch. We are supposed to work for 7 hours, but we are working up to 10 hours. We are working even on holidays. We are working even up to 9 p.m. in the night. On the 30th September, the most of the officers employees were working up to 11 p.m. in their branches. So, to have a proper balance between our work and our life, this crucial 28 days off from duty is like a lifeline for the bankers. It will make their life a much, much better life to live with than what it is today. Nowadays, nobody wants to join bank. The image has been created in the media and the public lives. Even it's getting difficult for the bankers to get married because they all know that most of the time they spend in the branches. And this is having very bad effect on their health also. Most of the bankers are suffering from hypertension, diabetes, and other multiple diseases. In the age of 30, 35, they look like having the appearance of age 50 and 55. So for a healthy and proper life and balance between work and life, it's very important. It's very crucial. It's like I call it an elixir for the bankers that they must have this extra 20 days holiday in a year than what they have today. But today it's very difficult for a banker to get even the leave sanction. Every year the bankers get privilege leave of 33 days, 12 days casual leave, then they have sick leave. But even half of that leave, just to avail even 30 days leave in a year, it's very, very difficult for a banker because sanctioning authorities are reluctant to sanction leave because the number of the branches are going down every day. The business is up, branches are going up, and that is creating a lot of stress. The people have a lot of expectation from the banker for quick delivery of services, which they are unable to do because we don't have adequate number of employees in the branches. So considering all these factors, this 5-day demand acceptance is very, very important for us.
Yes, this really highlights the human side of the issue. Moving on to the last question from 9th October strike. Sir, where will be the demonstrations be held on the strike days? And how will the officers participate in this?
We intend to hold demonstration in our in front of controlling offices like circle level, zonal level, and corporate office in Delhi. And that will happen for an hour and so on 9th and again on 10th.